All right, I want to thank you for joining us for comm 110. You should be looking at a page pretty similar right now to what you'd be looking at here. This shows what's going on in the class and what's happening. There are a few things I want to point out to you just before we get going. First of all, you'll see something that says read this first, and I think you should read that first. This is our course introduction for online speeches, and it talks about a few things. It talks about some things that are going to be the same and some things that are going to be different in the class. A couple of the things that are going to be different is that you need to own some sort of digital recording device so you can upload your speeches and your presentations to the net. Another thing, something that actually I think makes the online course a lot more difficult, is that you have to find your own audience. You need at least 5 people, although if you read this carefully, I will accept 4 people and a dog. But I will not accept 4 dogs. That's not going to happen. And then you'll have to upload the video. And that gets kind of complicated for a lot of people. I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works right now. I'm going to show you how that works. We'll go back to here and just... I'll just go here to the speech upload tool. The speech upload tool is going to appear at the end of every single assignment where you have to upload a speech, which not all of your assignments require speeches. You'll have 3 speeches, 2 papers, and 2 exams. But the ones that you upload a speech, you'll have to use this. And you go to the video upload tool and you select a file, and you'll probably want to choose one of your videos. This one's kind of short, so I'm going to choose that one. Ooh, it's too big. This is something that happens sometimes. Sometimes you'll see that your video is too big. You have a couple of choices if you do that. If your video is actually too big to upload, you can upload it to YouTube and include the link to your assignment in there. And that would be okay. You can do that. Or if you live in Silver City, you can bring, or near enough that you don't mind, you can bring some kind of a digital copy to my office at Bowden Hall. You can either give it to me directly if I happen to be in, or you can give it to my secretary. She's on the main floor in Bowden Hall in the Humanities Division. Either way is okay. But that is going to happen to you sometimes. Sometimes it's going to tell you that your video is too big. Now, if you know how to downsize your video, that's the best thing you can do. But if it's too big, it's too big. So we can choose a different one. This one is our dealing with anxiety. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to try and upload it, and we're not even going to watch it upload the whole time because it will take too long. It'll take maybe 5 minutes, and I don't want this introductory video to be that long for you. So that's one of the first things you're going to have to do. You're going to have to learn to upload videos. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. You'll notice as it's uploading, it gives you some information. You need to sit there on that page until it is completely uploaded. Now I'm going to go back and look at some of your assignments. Some of your assignments, your first assignment will be your show and tell speech, and this is it right here. You'll have to choose something to give a speech about and give it in front of an audience. You'll need to upload it using that upload tool. Now here's the thing. Once you upload something using that upload tool, it's still going to show up in your Blackboard as having nothing been associated with it. The reason for that is that upload tool is part of a third-party development. It's outside of Blackboard. Actually, it was designed here at WNMU by some of our tech guys. And it's certainly better than nothing. Now what you might be tempted to do would just be attach your video as an attachment. I wish we could do that. That would be the easiest thing in the world, but we can't. We can't do that because it would take up too much server space on Blackboard servers, and they'd cut WNMU off, which won't be a problem next year because we're cutting ourselves off and going with a different system that'll allow us to put videos directly on. But for now, you have to upload your video, and then I ask you to also put a title in here on the submission page. You put a title in, and then it won't show your it won't show your speech as missed. If you don't put a title in, even though you uploaded it to the upload page, it's going to show it as missed. So you need to keep that in mind. That's important. Other assignments, you'll also be doing a policy speech. The policy speech, you'll talk about some policy that you think needs to be changed. We'll talk about that as we get ready. You upload it using the video tool, and you're also going to need to submit something in here. You can put in your references, and there'll be a little teaching demonstration as you get closer as to how to do references, how to do works cited bibliography. Just a little bit, kind of gives you an impression of that. You can either cut and paste it in this little box right here, or you can attach it as a Word document, as a PDF, as an RTF. I'm able to open most programs, so you can do it either way. So that's your policy speech. The informational speech will work pretty much the same way. You're also going to need to write two papers. One will be an outside speech critique. That'll be due towards the end of the semester, and that'll be due to April 13th, pretty close to the end of the semester. Your outside speech critique, you have to go somewhere out in the community and watch a speech, and you have to write a short paper on it. That's what it all comes down to. We'll go ahead and look at the PDF here. A short paper, 800 to 1,000 words. That's not much. So, short paper on what happened, what you learned on the outside speech. There's more information when you look at the assignment. And you're also going to have to do an internal speech critique. Now, technically, this will be part of your module on speaking to move. But I have it due after the rest of the module is, so you have a little bit of time to write the paper. Now, here's something to keep in mind, though. The day it's due is also the last day that you have to take the midterm. That can be pretty intense. So, that's something you need to keep in mind. It's going to be due the same day as the midterm. So, those are your assignments. Really, 3 speeches, 2 papers, and there are also going to be 2 exams. We're going to have a midterm exam. You can actually take it anytime once you've started the modules. If you want to, you can hop right up on the computer and start going through and take your midterm exam right away. The final exam, I want some time in there. I want you to think about it. So I'm not going to let you start that till April 1st, but you can. You can get all done with this class. If you book it and you work hard, you can get all done with this class well before the end of the actual semester. And I had many students last semester do that. They were done with the class, by early November. And the class, of course, lasted until December in the fall semester. So you can do that too. It won't be a problem for you if that's something you want to do. A couple of other things. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some things. One of the things that you'll also be graded on is classroom community. Classroom community is about your ability to help other people in the class, to help us solve problems, to help us figure things out, to help them understand, help people figure things out. We're going to set up a chat board for that. When you have a problem in the class, you can put it up on the chat board. I would rather you did that than that you asked me directly. Now, it's totally fine if you go to the course content. One of the things on here is the syllabus. And on the syllabus, nope, it's not on there. It's on here somewhere. Well, I'll get it up on the home page here. It's going to have everything on the syllabus. It'll have my home cell phone number. That's right, my home cell phone number. I'm going to make sure that's on the page before we go live with this. That means you can call me anytime, day or night. So that's fine if you have a problem. But what I'd rather you did is put it on the chat board. And what I would rather see happen is that most of our problems get solved by each other long before they have to go to me. If something can't be solved until it comes to me, I think we've already reached the point of failure. So we don't want that to happen. Not a good idea. Let's not do it that way. The chat room is a much better way. And I'll contribute to the chat room too. In fact, at least at first, at the very beginning, I'll go ahead and start out by putting in some threads that we can start out talking about things dealing with how we can get audiences, what kind of videos equipment we're using, and stuff like that, just to kind of help everybody get started in the class. But after that, I hope that you use the chat room a lot, and I hope that you jump on to help other people, and that you start discussions in the chat room. You can start discussions dealing with some of the modules if there's something you don't understand, if there's something that seems different. There's going to be several different readings. We'll go ahead and look at some of these modules here. We'll go ahead and start the first one. Each one of these will have readings, and then it'll have videos to watch. And as you go through, you might say, well, it says this in the reading and it says this in the videos. And some of them, as we go through, let me look at one of the later modules that I know has it for sure in it. Some of the readings are actually going to be, well, that's not one, it's still a video. Some of the readings are actually going to be other, not even in the book, they'll just be other websites. So, some of those readings, some of those sites, and maybe they can change since I did them. It's possible. Any problem that you have, I want you to take it into the chat room when you're trying to figure it out and start chatting about it. And let the other students and you help figure out what's wrong and what's going on here. And the more you do that, first of all, the more you discuss your problems, and the more help you give other people on problems, all of that will go together to create your classroom community points, which is not the biggest part. The biggest part of this class is, of course, the speeches. You have 3 speeches, I think 200, 200, 300, 500. Yeah, 500 points are the speeches, about 200 in exams, about 200 in papers, and I think 150 in papers if I remember right, and 50 for your, oh, there it is. I knew I had it on there somewhere. Yeah, there is my actual home phone number, and I really do want you to contact me, but I'd rather, if it's a problem that might be solved by the class, that you do use the chat. Look, if you have any other questions about this, go ahead and contact me. Go ahead and start taking it to chat, whatever it is that you need to do. I want you to get going on this. I want this to go well. I want this to be a good semester for us. So I'll talk to you all as we go through the semester. And like I said, really do. You can call me. You can drop by my office if you happen to live in or near Silver City. All of that will be fine. So I will talk to you all sometime. Go in peace. Bye.